Today on Fresno State Focus, we will see the passing of the caller of Victor E. III.
Also, we show how many people came out this past weekend at Vintage Days.
Plus, we take you live to show you where you can relax, press pause, and get creative here on campus. Fresno State Focus starts now.
Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Kaylee Kwashnick.
And I'm Isaiah Casares. Victor E. Bulldog III has officially entered retirement after 8 years of service.
The passing of the caller to Victor E. Bulldog IV happened at Sunday afternoon's baseball game, as Athena Clayson shows us.
After months of shadowing Victor E. Bulldog III, Victor E. Bulldog IV was officially given the title of Fresno State's live mascot on Sunday. His comforting and laid-back energy shone through as he kicked back on the Pete Biden field in front of a crowd of excited fans.
The first time I met Victor, it was the greatest moment ever because Victor was just paying attention to me and loving me, and that's when I knew I was truly a Bulldog.
With all of that love and all of this day's attention, Victor E. Bulldog III makes sure to not let all of the attention go to his protege. He stole the hearts of the baseball team as he thanked fans for coming out to celebrate his retirement after 8 years of service.
Being Fresno State's live mascot has been his whole job. He was debuted at 2 months old and now he's 8. And so this is all he really knows, and we wanted to share our thanks, especially from the community, because he has given his whole life to this live mascot role.
From one dog to another, the legacy continues from Victor E. III to Victor E. IV.
A live mascot brings people together in a way that another mascot that is not live cannot. I mean, you know, costume is one thing, but when they're live, they're just there, and it brings small kids, it brings adults, it brings everyone together.
Good boy, yeah, I'm right here.
The university president took the one-of-a-kind collar from Victor E. III and placed it on the neck of Victor E. IV, symbolising the role has been passed on. From Pete Biden Field and Bob Bennett Stadium, Athena Clayson, Fresno State Focus.
You heard our university president talk about how special it is to have a live mascot. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, known as PETA, disagrees and released a statement this week calling it shameful because some English bulldogs have breathing difficulties. The executive director of the Fresno State Alumni Association responded saying both live mascots receive routine checkups from world-class veterinarians and live with a loving family, which is dedicated to the happiness and health of the bulldogs. Now for some fun news. That collar ceremony was one of the many things happening around campus this past weekend. Here's Janice Tatum with a wrap-up of the weekend events.
The 49th annual Vintage Days returned to Fresno State. This year it had a new location, the parking lot of the Resnick Student Union. There were craft booths with items ranging from plants, clothing, jewelry, and handmade children's toys. There was even a bounce house. Live bands performed throughout the 3 days and plenty of food booths were available if you were willing to stand in line. A crowd favorite was the Blue Shell Gaming Room in the RSU. Another weekend of great Vintage Day memories. The College of Arts and Humanities celebrated student work this weekend in many different ways with speakers and art projects. Our Media Communications and Journalism, or MCJ Showcase, shared student documentaries, public relations projects, and some stories seen here on Fresno State Focus. MCJ is a small part of the College of Arts and Humanities, but big on quality work. Lines formed early for the spring plant sale at the Gibson Farm Market on Saturday. Bedding plants were a crowd favorite, and wow, did they go fast. Shoppers also took a variety of veggies home, like tomatoes and peppers. All plants were potted and ready for planting, thanks to the green thumbs of the Fresno State Horticulture Department. Fresno State students also grow, produce, and sell right here at the Gibson Farm Market. The student-run store sells oranges, nuts, meats, ice cream, and wine. Students get hands-on experience learning what it's like to be part of the agricultural business industry.
What makes this place special is it's all student-run, so it's like a really good camaraderie between students. You get to meet a lot of different people, and it really just feels nice to help the community.
The Gibson Farm Market is north of the Kennel Marketplace on Chestnut. And that's a wrap of the big weekend here on campus. Isaiah, back to you.
April is Earth Month, so what better time to spread the word to everyone on campus? Over the weekend, many students donated a few hours to beautify the campus by walking around collecting trash. In the end, everyone was also able to take part in raffles to win prizes.
I love seeing people helping out and just, getting out there and doing the best they can to, help the community.
You don't need a group to clean up our campus, and you don't need a specific day. Every day, we can take a moment to keep our campus clean.
The campus cleanup crew are not the only Bulldogs to hit their marks. The Fresno State Archery Club always hits its targets as well. Isabella Garcia is the vice president of the Fresno State Archery Club. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for
joining us. So if you wouldn't mind, what is the Archery Club kind of all about?
Well, the Archery Club is, it's in the name. It's about learning archery. A lot of the people who are there right now are complete amateurs. They've never shot a bow before. So we're all about teaching them how to take part in this really great sport.
And how did you get started in archery?
I found it in a summer program at Break the Barriers, and I started shooting when I was in 3rd grade, I think is when I signed up for the summer program.
Okay.
And then a few years ago, I decided to take it full time and start doing it pretty much every week.
Yeah. Is there a way for people to watch you guys compete or practice at all?
As of right now, we're not really competing since most of our people are pretty new, so we're focusing on teaching, but we are usually at Impact Archery, which is near, it's the archery range where we shoot. It's nearby, and you can come out Saturdays 3 to 5, usually we'll be there, and watch us and maybe try it out.
Awesome. And are you guys taking newcomers?
Yes, of course. We're always open to more people.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun, and once you get the hang of it, it's pretty fun.
Awesome. And I see you have your bow here. Just a quick little how you set it up or how you hold it, I guess.
So usually a lot of people will hold it like this.
Okay.
But it can get too rigid, and it's when you draw back, it starts moving with your hand. So what you want to do is instead use 2 fingers, hold it like that. It feels unsteady when you do it at first, but when you pull back, the pressure is going to keep it stable, and it's not going to move too much with your hand. So I'm not going to pull it back now, but essentially you would do this, and then when you shoot, a lot of people just let it go like that, but you want to release it like that.
Wow, awesome. Okay, so if you want to watch, is there somewhere we can, I know you guys have Fresno State Archery Instagram.
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and head there for that. And as students are getting the end of the semester survival resources to help with stress and anxiety, Audra Atkins is at the Fresno State Library with the director who inspired the Press Pause Lounge, and she's there right now.
Hello, I am here with Ginny Barnes, librarian and coordinator of the Press Pause Library Lounge. And students, ahead of finals coming up, it gets really hard to find a space on campus where they can relax and de-stress ahead of those weeks. So can you tell me a bit more about the Press Pause table and what students can expect?
Sure. So we have a lot of just crafts, arts and crafts kind of supplies here for students, origami sheets, materials from our creative reuse cart, which is a lot of old books, magazines, and media that we have discarded from our library collection, which students can repurpose for another craft. And it's here all hours of the library. We started it actually last Monday, and it's going through the end of the semester. So anytime students are already in the space and just want to relax and just make some, use some yarn and knit something or color or make a collage, they can do that. We also have a community puzzle out here, and a lot of other materials that we'll be rolling out throughout the end of the semester for students to kind of engage in the already in the spaces that they're at. So yeah.
And a lot of the crafts and activities here, so there's a lot of students who might not know how to do it. So what is a way that they can go ahead and find how to do it?
Tutorials here that they can follow and learn about another craft.
Thank you so much. Live from the Fresno State Library, Adjoa Aikens, Fresno State Focus.
Coming up on Fresno State Focus, one local flower grower has found a way to give back to other florists in the Central Valley. Viviana Hinojos will take us inside the new flower market.
Plus, your weekly weather forecast, all that when we come back.
I got the bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head. Up in my head.
I got that bulldog spirit
up in my head. Up in my head to say.
Deep in my heart.
Got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart to stay.
I got that bulldog spirit.
Down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit.
Down in my toes. Hey.
Down in my toes to stay. I got that bulldog spirit. Up in my head. Deep in my heart. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit. All over me. All over me to stay. I got that bulldog spirit.
Deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. I got that bulldog spirit.
Running a family business can be tough, but weather can make that even tougher. The family and staff at Miller's Landing Resort in Bass Lake just opened for the season. Weather can be a burden or a blessing, as Cameron Butler shows us.
As the summer season is coming up fast, the family and staff at Miller's Landing Resort in Bass Lake is getting prepared for the season. They are hiring more staff, cleaning off equipment, and planning events for those fun summer nights to come. After a huge winter of storms, with snow still running off from the mountains, this is a busy time for this family-owned business. The Miller family has run this place since 1981.
We do cabins year-round, so summertime is our season, is our busy season. So to prepare for that, we're, de-winterizing our boats, getting everything put back in the water, opening the restaurant, ordering products, filling, the merch in the store, and so there's definitely a lot to do to get ready for the season.
Miller's Landing doesn't just do boat rentals, equipment rentals, and cabin rentals, but they also have fun events up here from time to time, such as their end-of-the-year fireworks show, and also have live bands up here for certain days and certain weekends out of the month. Everything that's coming in helps with business and, just as importantly, build family memories.
We have a lot of memories and history up here. We do my son's birthday every year. We do New Year's parties up here every year. It's kind of like you're part of the community, and it's just a phenomenal place to come. It's so close to home.
What I like about Miller's Landing is it brings people together, and it kind of brings a camaraderie while having fun at the same time.
With memories to come this summer season, Cameron Butler, Fresno State Focus.
With Memorial Day coming up fast, this business relies on that day as a huge chunk of business. As always, though, that is weather permitting.
And that weather is permitting, especially today. As you can see, it is nice and sunny, not a single cloud in the sky. There is some wind though, and as you can see on the national forecast, there is going to be some wind and some rain and even some snow up at the top of the Midwest here along Kansas, Missouri, North and South Dakota. And for the western satellite forecast, you can see there is going to be some this area right here, this is what's pulling the winds into the west coast. And for our air quality, or our highs for the day, it's going to be 60s, 70s. It's going to be pretty warm, except for in the Shaver Lake Mariposa area. Those for day and night will be cool, as you can see, cooler than everything else, where we'll be kind of in the mid 40s for our lows for the night. And air quality, all green, as we like to see it, and what's kind of rare. The winds have been pushing the pollution out and bringing that good air quality in. And for the whole week, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be especially warm, and with those 80s, 81, 82s, and then 81 at the end of the week, and pretty much sunny throughout the whole entire week. And after all of the rain, flowers are in full bloom across the valley. A new flower market is working to make the Central Valley grown flowers more accessible. Viviana Hinojos shows us how you can get your hands on some fresh cut flowers just in time for Mother's Day.
The flower market opened in the Sun Stereo warehouse in downtown Fresno last month, providing a unique experience and a large variety of different flowers.
It's just so happy. So people like to bring out their children, their mom, they like to come out with their friends as a group. Multiple families come out together. Like it's an outing to gather. There's tables to sit and enjoy your coffee and just enjoy the beautiful downtown Fresno.
After experiencing flower markets in San Francisco and LA, Danielle Fisher saw the need to bring one to the Central Valley. Many people, like Fresno State English professor Sean Gordon, prefer the market to nearby chains where the flowers aren't locally sourced.
It's cheap and whatnot, and the flowers are nice, but you don't know really where they're coming from. It's not an environmentally conscious way of shopping for flowers. So learning that there was a local flower market with local growers, I want to support that.
Now, what makes these flowers special, like the ones here behind me, is that they are all hand-picked and grown from local farmers here in the Central Valley.
Raina Kozad is the owner of Blooms on Lincoln Avenue and has grown cut flowers for 7 years.
When you get a flower from a grocery store, you're getting a flower that has been on trucks and airplanes and just a lot of transportation to get to where they are, in and out of coolers, stuff like that. And then us, we just freshly pick the flower.
You can grab a bucket, choose your flowers from all of the different vendors, and then have them wrapped and ready to take home. In downtown Fresno, Viviana Hinojos, Fresno State Focus.
And you can support local florists every Saturday from 8 to noon from now until October at Sun Stereo Warehouse in Fresno or in Clovis at the Edge Coffee House on the first Thursday of each month.
Graduating from college is a monumental moment in itself. But imagine graduating with someone you know and love dearly. I had a chance to speak with 2 seniors, and they have a lot more in common than you would think.
Matthew Tatum is finishing his senior year at Fresno State. He'll be graduating with a bachelor's degree in mass communication and journalism.
I can't wait to graduate this semester. It's been a long time coming. I started college fall 2017 at Clovis Community College.
Matthew has a passion for sports and would love to use his degree to pursue his dream.
My dream job would be working for ESPN or Fox Sports, being one of the play-by-play casters for the NFL or the NBA.
Matthew is a typical senior here at Fresno State, just counting the days of graduation. Right, Matthew?
Yes, sir.
But there's one thing that stands out with him. He shares a classroom with his mother.
As he met with his advisors, they said, Matthew, you're very close to graduating the same time your mom is. You should work hard to do that. And he has worked really hard to make that happen. So it'll be exciting to have both of us receive our diploma on the same day.
Now here's Athena with more in your focus.
A mother will always look after her son, even when they are in the same exact class.
I have had to pull back and stop mothering him and let him do his own thing, which has been hard for me, but I think I've been successful at that.
Attending college together and graduating the same day will be a moment Matthew and Janice will forever cherish.
Matthew and Janice Tatum will walk and receive their diploma on May 19th at noon. The entire family will be there to celebrate them both.
And there are students on campus making a buzz. Business marketing major Michael Hamp is one of those students. At Fresno State, there are many counselors and advisors on campus to keep students on track towards graduation. Hamp's road to his degree has gone up, down, and all around the place.
It's been a wild ride, actually. I came here my freshman year, dropped out, went to community a little bit, and found my way back.
From dropping out of a CSU and going to community college to then helping promote a sellout show at a local venue, Hamp is just getting started. You can follow Michael's journey as a promoter on social media at Hamp's Day Off, or you can simply look for the bee with the samurai sword next time you go out to a local show. And the instructors in the MCJ department at Fresno State are some of the best in the field. Sure, we may be biased and proud of it. Terry Dolph, senior engineer to us here at Fresno State Focus, gives his time and talents to help mentor engineering students behind the scenes, as Matthew Tatum shows us.
As a writer, announcer,
Producer, creative director, and now chief engineer at CMAC, Terry Dolph brings a plethora of knowledge and expertise to the Fresno State MCJ department.
Adjusting the cameras, the set, everything that involves the physical structure, electronics and physical structure of the studio, I'm responsible for, and I've built that with the help of student engineers and other volunteers.
Terry's work behind the scenes has made the studio on campus one to be envied, even by professionals in the business. But his biggest reward comes from being a mentor to students.
Every semester we'll pick somebody who he thinks is headed in the direction of being a studio engineer or doing some type of behind-the-scenes work. And then he works with them on one-on-one, teaching them all of the skills that they'll need to get a job in the industry.
Terry's a fixture at Fresno State. He graduated as a Bulldog in 1976 and returned to his alma mater 8 years ago as a member of our staff.
Terry is a very generous person. He gives so much of his time, so much of his expertise and his knowledge in engineering, in media, in broadcasting, to anyone and everyone he meets.
With his years in media communication, Terry has a vision of the direction he sees the department and industry moving.
I'd like to see more interest in technology, and teaching a technology course would be nice. We've been talking about that. Management course would also be nice.
Terry's long-lasting contribution to the MCJ department won't be the studio set or technology in the control room. It will be the connections he made with students and staff. In the Fresno State studio, Matthew Tatum, Fresno State Focus.
And I have to agree, Terry Dolph has a real talent for bringing people together. He is just fantastic. And coming up in sports, we will be updating you with what happened all week long, even with a special appearance. Stay tuned for sports with Abraham Montano.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
At Fresno State, being bold means committing to something greater than yourself. It's learning by doing and nurturing leaders to advance our shared future. It's using research to create a better life for those around us and healing those who need us most. These are our stories, because at Fresno State, bold begins here.
What I love about CMAC is that they provide me with the knowledge,
the equipment, the space to express myself,
to amplify my voice,
to share my story, my story.
My story. Go to cmac.tv/mystory to learn more.
Hi, I'm Abraham Montano with your Focus on Sports. We're coming off a busy weekend in sports with a lot of teams in action. Volleyball, soccer, football, and scrimmage all had scrimmages. Pads were rocking as offense and defense went at it in front of the Red Wave. Defense is returning a lot of key players from last year's championship team. Offense, on the other hand, has a lot of new faces on the roster after losing star quarterback Jake Hainer, offensive coordinator Kirby Moore, but in general, spring ball allows everyone to showcase their talents as they look to earn a job come fall. Joining me today is actually one of my coaches. On special teams, I'm the kicker, John Baxter, the special teams coach for the Dogs, is with us today. Coach Bax, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Great to be with you, Abe.
Thank you. So, I'm obviously a kicker. What is your favorite thing about coaching specialists?
Well, my favorite thing about it is they're hugely important and underappreciated. And at least in a way that we focus on that in terms of developing them technically as well as mentally, and the way we prepare them, I think, is special and unique. And, obviously they have tremendous impact on the game.
Yeah, I would know. Why is spring ball so important, going into the fall?
Well, each team plays with its own personality. And last year's team is last year's team, and as we said, after December 17th, that team will never play together again. You lose some significant players and some significant production, but now you have the lid is off and you have a chance for new life, new growth, and it's the beginning of this team establishing its personality and its personalities, and you know who those people are going to be. And you have 15 practices over a period of 5 weeks, and that gives you an opportunity to develop your players, give guys repetitions that weren't able to get those in the fall, have new growth. And you know, at this point in mid-April, the season was 4 months ago. The next season is 4.5 months away. So the next season is further away than last season was behind. And I think now our players and coaches have an idea of what work needs to be done over the next 4 months to forge, you know, the personality of this football team. So, you know, this is the ground floor of building the new team.
Gotcha. And what would you say is the hardest unit in special teams to coach right off the bat?
Well, the team with the most variables is the punt return team. So, you know, but at the end of the day, we're playing a game in special teams. We're playing a game within a game. We're playing a one-play series.
Yeah.
And you know, we're playing against the other team's best athlete, or they're playing against ours on 2 acres of grass.
Well, thank you for being here, Coach, and I'll probably see you tomorrow at your office.
You probably will.
Fresno State women's soccer played a scrimmage versus Cal State Monterey Bay. They won the scrimmage 3-0. Kellen Miller opened up the score sheet versus the Otters, while Lara Macera had 2 of her own. The Dogs will continue the preparation for the fall season by traveling this weekend to Santa Clara. The women's volleyball team also had a scrimmage. They played William Jessup, an NAIA school. They took the first 3 sets and called the game early. They host Cal Berkeley at 10 a.m. this upcoming Saturday and Santa Clara at 2 p.m. In Fresno State baseball, the Dogs are coming off a win versus University of Pacific. They won 8-7 yesterday in non-conference play. Over the weekend, the Diamond Dogs took on the San Diego State Aztecs. They took the series 2-1. The Dogs fell to the Aztecs in the game 1 of the series, but snapped their 7-game losing streak with a shutout win over SDSU. Roman Angelo and Murph Gray both were awarded weekly Mountain West honors after their stand-up performances in the series win. The Dogs are back this weekend to play a 4-game series versus San Jose State. Students are more than welcome to take advantage of the rec center near the Save Mart Center for exercise. Some students are really making the most of it and even training for off-campus competitions. Students have access to a variety of equipment. Jacqueline Vasquez uses the weights to train as a powerlifter, which is no small feat.
I feel like it's very challenging being like a student, competing, and then also working.
Still, despite the challenges, Vasquez is en route to only graduate, also continue competing in powerlifting. That's your focus on sports. Back to you, Kaylee.
Speaking of the arts, a drama organization on campus has its first 2-person show in recent history this Saturday. The student-run experimental theater company, or ETC, has opportunities for any Fresno State student to join and express their creative side.
With ETC, there is a freedom that is allowed to actors and to students. I think that a lot of the university theater and the professors and the faculty instructors, they do very good jobs because they are people with masters and like PhDs and everything, and they have worked in this industry.
And students are able to get hands-on experience in acting, directing, or helping create costumes for a show. Catch the result of all their hard work at 4 and 8 on Friday, 7:30 Saturday night, and at 2 on Sunday afternoon in Lab School. And if you'd like to get involved, head to the ETC account on Instagram.
Earth Day is this weekend. The Fresno State Sustainability Club is helping students to get involved. Today's celebration outside of the Kennel Bookstore was hosted by Sustainability Club. The club partnered with local businesses, campus organizations, and local nonprofits to talk about why it is important we take care of our community and campus. Students can get involved by joining the new Associated Students Incorporated Sustainability Committee.
And thank you for joining us. I'm Kaylee Kwashnick.
And I'm Isaiah Casares. We'll see you next week. application.